Hi folks, this is Rico's Dolphin Project. We're live in Taiji, Japan. We're on Takababi Mountain looking out over the cove. Right now the hunters are driving a pod of dolphins along the peninsula over there. To our right out of the screen is the mouth of the harbor. They'll drive them along past that and then down right in front of us until they get them into the mouth of the cove. The hunters went out this morning at about 6:35 a.m. and we initially saw them all racing down to the south, and then they were out of sight for probably 20-30 minutes. And about 10:20 we saw them come back around the corner of the peninsula down there from our lookout, and they were in formation and they were driving a pod. They're gonna go out of view in a minute because of all the vegetation, but I'll let you watch and listen. You should be able to hear the banging on the poles when they start doing that. The hunting boats are called banger boats. That's because they have long metal poles that they can stick into the water, and they can beat on them with hammers, which basically creates an acoustic hell or acoustic wall of sound for the dolphins. Dolphins are extremely acoustically sensitive. They have a sophisticated type of sonar called echolocation, which they emit sounds, clicks, whistles, and that bounces off objects around them and comes back to them, and that's how they navigate and understand and comprehend their surroundings and their world. So the hunters take full advantage of that by making it so they can't use their echolocation, because metal poles banging are not normal in the dolphins' world in the ocean, and they have never heard such a thing before, and they don't know what to do aside from try to get away from it, which drives them exactly where the hunters want them to go. I can hear the banging starting. So folks, they're coming around the corner. You might be able to see in that little place where the vegetation isn't so high, and then they're going to be out of sight again for a few minutes. You can hear the poles banging and the revving of the engine right now. Folks, if you're just joining us, this is Rico's Dolphin Project. We're live from the Cove in Taiji, Japan, where a pod of dolphins is being driven into the cove. We first spotted this drive at about 10:20 a.m. coming from the south. And right now it's about 11:15, so it's taken them about an hour to get them to this point. They're not netted in the cove yet, but they're on their way, and as always the dolphins are putting up a fight, and they're not making it easy. See the dolphins there right in front of the banger boat. See. Now they've stopped. That indicates that the dolphins have dove down, so they'll wait until they resurface and then they'll charge at them again. In the meanwhile, they're just bashing on the poles, trying to further terrorize the dolphins and confuse them. There they go. I'm gonna be moving the tripod along, trying to keep you guys the best view as they drive these dolphins to the cove. Okay, we're gonna move here. You see there's skiffs in there assisting the banger boats. And the skiffs have got the nets. Imagine what that sounds like underwater for those poor dolphins. It must be the most utterly, absolutely terrifying sound that they have ever heard in their entire lives. Looks like they've lost them again. They're circling around waiting for them to come back up. They found them. You can hear the engines revving up, and they're charging back at them again. It's like they're going back to the right. Let's see if we can see where they went. My, they've really broken away. Let's see. all the way back down here at the end where we started out, the dolphins have charged. They are fighting so hard, folks. They do not want to go in the cove. They don't want to die today. There they are. There. Dolphins are right in front of that shrubbery in the center of your screen. And they've got boats charging at them from all directions here, furiously banging on their poles. I don't know if you guys can see, but right in the center of your screen, under the shrubbery, you can probably see the yellow nets. That's a skiff. And he has a weighted object that he just threw out into the water. And they do that to terrify the dolphins, to make a big splash and scare them. Here they go. Dolphin Project. We are live at the Cove in Taiji, Japan. Today is Friday, December 20th, and you're watching as a pod of dolphins they're attempting to drive them into the cove. They're not there yet, but they're very close. The boats went out this morning at about 6:35. We noticed them all charging to the south around 10 or so, and then 10:20 we saw them charging out of the south in formation, driving a pod of dolphins. And it's now about 11:25 here in Taiji. Again, they're sort of stuck right here. They're having a hard time getting the and they broke. Boats are circling around, waiting for them to come back up. They've lost them right now. And these drive hunts take place September until the end of February. And the reason they do this is to dolphinariums around the world. They can sell them for 6 figures. It's very profitable, and that's why they do this. It's not tradition, it's not culture. They don't do it for the meat. Most people here do not want to eat dolphin and whale meat, and they don't make enough money on a dead dolphin to sustain going out 12 boats, 24 men every single day for 6 months of the year. So what you can do is share this live stream. We have social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please follow us, share our posts. You can go to the Take Action link, and there are calls to action that you guys can do to help the dolphins. And big thing is take the pledge not to buy a ticket to a dolphin show. Please tell all your family, friends, children, co-workers. People need to know about this if we can stop the demand and have people not want to buy a ticket and just refuse to buy a ticket to see dolphins exploited and turned into performing circus clowns for us. Then there'll be no reason for them to do this. But we have to educate people. So they're sort of stuck here again. Just let you listen. Looks like they found them and they're charging forward again. These dolphins are fighting so hard. This is the fight of their life right here in front of us, folks. They're fighting for their lives and their freedom. They don't want to lose those today. They've been driving them for hours, so they've got to be utterly, completely exhausted, terrified, disoriented. Charge. Dolphins have really made a break for it. They are headed back out to open ocean. They're trying so hard to get away. They're a bit outnumbered here, so we'll see. Pretty much out of sight right now. There's really nowhere I can move. Just have to wait here and see. Now they've all stopped again. Right behind the bushes there on the right. So a lot of people ask why we don't do something. First of all, we are doing something. We're here on the ground every season. We document and live stream, and that is something that's important. I have personally talked to a lot of people who first found out about this through social media, Facebook or Instagram. So it's a really powerful platform, and it's a good way to show this out to the world. Otherwise, this would be going on here and nobody would know. So please follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Share this live stream, share our posts. Find some calls to action on our page that you guys can do, and take the pledge not to buy a ticket to a dolphin show. So they, right now, are just at a standstill behind those trees. So yes, folks, we can't interfere in any way. We have police up here with us. We actually have police with us at all time. If we tried to interfere with this process, we would be immediately arrested and deported. And this is a national park where we all are filming here, and all this vegetation is protected. Everything until we get to the water, and the dolphins are not. This is actually legal here. And remember, folks, this is just a small group of people that are doing this. This is not all of Japan. Most people in Japan don't even know about this. And really, it's a global issue, because these dolphins are sold to dolphinariums all over the world. It's not just in Japan. It's in the United States, China, Russia, all over the place. And it's the demand to go see dolphins perform tricks in these dolphinariums. That's why they're doing this. People want that. They want to buy tickets. They want to go see dolphins perform like circus clowns. And as long as people think that that's okay, then these guys are going to be out here supplying that demand. So education is really, really important to tell all your friends and family. People don't know what they don't know, and everybody thinks that the dolphin is smiling all the time. Nature's greatest deception. Rico Berry, our founder. Okay, we can hear the banging again. I think they're just sitting and waiting for them to come back up again. Folks, I'm going to leave this running here. I'm going to go check something. Just let you watch and listen. Okay folks, if you're just joining us, this is Rico Berry's Dolphin Project. We are live in Taiji, Japan. We're on Takababi Hill up above the Cove. And the hunters are attempting to drive a pod of dolphins into the Cove. These dolphins are fighting very, very hard for their lives. They don't want to go in the Cove today. We saw the hunters all charging to the south around 10 a.m. this morning. About 10:20 they came back around the point in formation driving this pod. They still haven't gotten them into the Cove. They keep making a little progress and then the dolphins break away. So they really haven't gotten very far at all in the last about 40 minutes. Right now it's almost 11:45 a.m. here. You can hear the banging of the poles. They're doing that trying to terrify and confuse the dolphins, get them to come back up and take a breath. Dolphins, unlike humans, are not automatic breathers. Dolphins are voluntary breathers, so they choose when to take each breath that they take. Generally, after they've been driven as hard as these dolphins have been driven for this long, they count on them having to breathe more often because their heart rate is faster. They're scared, they're stressed. It's harder for them to hold their breath as long. But these guys are giving them a run for their money. No, other boats cannot interfere with the hunts. Actually, the fishermen and the hunters work together. The hunters get tips oftentimes from the fishermen that are out here if they spot dolphins. And actually, sometimes if they have dolphins that after this whole process is over that they want to drive back out to sea, they do that as a courtesy for the fishermen, because the fishermen don't want dolphins around here because they eat too many fish. Imagine that. Yeah, folks, if you're just joining us, this is Rico Berry's Dolphin Project. This is happening in Taiji, Japan. We are live right now on Takababi Hill above the Cove, where the dolphin hunters are attempting to drive a pod of dolphins into the cove. The dolphins are fighting an epic battle. They do not want to die today. They do not want to go into the cove. Looks like they've come back up and the boats are charging them again. These boats are called banger boats because they have long metal poles that they put in the water and they bash on them to make the sound that you guys are hearing right now. That sound disorients, terrorizes, confuses the dolphins. Dolphins are very acoustically sensitive, and this creates basically hell for them. And they try to get away from it. And that's how the hunters get them to go where they want them to go. These guys have gone down to get away from it right now. And the hunters are waiting for them to come back up. We're right outside of the mouth of the cove. They don't have them netted in the cove yet. Imagine how this banging sound is amplified under the water and how terrorizing it must be for the poor dolphins. This morning these dolphins were just swimming by as a family, playing, looking for food. They ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Alright, here we go. They're charging them again. Dolphins have made another break to get back to the open ocean. You guys a little so you can see. They're actually going away from the cove now. So as long as people want to buy tickets and want to go see dolphins perform like a circus clown, then the hunters are going to have a job and they're going to go out and find dolphins. So please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Share this live stream. You can go to our social media page, click on the Take Action links. See. Alright, here we go. They're charging them again. Dolphins have made another break to get back to the open ocean. Move you guys a little so you can see. They're actually going away from the cove now. So as long as people want to buy tickets and want to go see dolphins perform like a circus clown, then the hunters are going to have a job and they're going to go out and find dolphins. So please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Share this live stream. You can go to our social media page, click on the Take Action links. See.